are back, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, yesterday, it was not our day by any means. We've explained this system to you guys a million times. Ups, downs, peaks and valleys. Yesterday, we got rinsed. We lost 9%. Our backbone 5-unit that play, or 5%. Syracuse, they got absolutely motorboated. Terrible play, terrible call by all means. Our 4-leg parlay got clipped by one game. That was on my behalf. Our 3-team parlay got clipped by one game. That was on my behalf. I've got some making up to do, ladies and gentlemen. But once again, you are back in action. This is the Dirty 630 show. We are DocSports.com. I'm Griffin Murphy. Alongside me is Nick Menken, and we're back. It's a bounce back day.
Let's have a day.
We are ready to go. Nick, get the energy up right now. How did the premiums go yesterday? What do we got going on tap today?
Premiums on fire. NHL 4-unit cashed in, and also NBA 4-unit cashed in. We're coming right back. Both 4 units, 1 play, getting hot, getting ready for the weekend. Tomorrow we have a 7-unit or a 6-unit. I'm undecided in college basketball for tomorrow, so get locked and loaded. Griff, what do you got going on today?
We're ready to go, baby. On the premium side of things, absolutely cleaned up the boards. NHL 7-unit best bet with Vancouver. Lit it up, last shot in the shootout. Ended up capitalizing on that game, 4-3 winner. College basketball, won my card again, 7-1 in my last 8 cards. Absolutely steamrolling. But the NBA hardwood is the play tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I have my 8-unit game of the year. This play goes off at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Tap in by all means. If you're a new member to Doc Sports, head on over to DocSports.com/free60. That is where you can go grab yourself a free $60 account. You could use that free $60 on our premium selections, our absolute best bets for free. With all of that being said, just want to let you, ladies and gentlemen, know this is the Dirty 630 show. We post this show Monday through Friday, every single day of the week at noon Eastern time, so tap in by all means. And we got to get a big bounce back day today. We are currently up 19% since we started this show 3 weeks ago. Yesterday, bad day. Today, bounce back day. Nick, before we get into the fire of the road, baby, hit them with the sauce, hit them with the rules, and we're going to get it going, baby.
We're staying away from that Asian zing as it did us dirty, so we're going with a little garlic habanero
garlic
here.
Today, baby.
Little garlic, spice it up for me. You know what it is. We got the parlay system, 4 parlays. In that system, we have 2-team parlays. We have 1 3-team parlay, and our Hail Mary, 1 4-team parlay, ladies and gentlemen. Griffin and I will go off increments of $100, but you better be sticking to that risk. If it's $5, stick to it. If it's $10, keep sticking to it. As you've seen, it's volatile. It goes up, it goes down. We are now sitting at 19%.
19%.
We're looking to have a bounce
Don't
back
forget
day. Griff, talk to me about the whale bet.
5% whale bet backbone, baby. This play is our backbone. 5% we risk on this one because this is our safety kit. 4 parlays, as Nick just mentioned. Each one of those parlays, you are risking 1%. And then our 5% wager, say you were to lose, all 4 of those parlays are 5% backbone, individual 1-game selection. That covers the entire slate, and we end the day in profit. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Nick, what time is it, baby?
It's
parlay time, baby. Let's roll. 2-team parlay.
Game
number 1. We're rolling on the NBA hardwood. We've got the Washington Wizards at Detroit to play the Pistons. Pistons laying 13.5 points. Total sitting at 235.5. Washington and Detroit, they go head-to-head again tonight. The last time these two teams squared off, Detroit lit them up by 20. This is a trap incentive. It's Washington. They were very competitive, and they went into that game going off back-to-back matchups. I don't see a different outcome in this matchup. I love the Pistons tonight at home. They're going to throttle them, lay the wood, 13.5 points. Game number 1 on the Detroit Pistons. Nick, game 2.
Game number 2, we're going to college basketball where Kansas and Arizona face off. Arizona's minus 2.5. The total sitting at 150.5. Kansas just played last night against UCF. They went into overtime, barely won that game. These two played each other recently. It was senior night in Lawrence, Kansas. And they beat them by 7 points. Not tonight. Give me the Arizona Wildcats on the money line at a minus 145. So for our first 2-team parlay, we're taking the Pistons minus 13.5, and we're taking the Arizona Wildcats money line over Kansas for our 2-team parlay at odds of plus 220. Let's head on over to our second parlay of our 2-legger. We got the Sacramento Kings and the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors 7.5. The total is sitting at 233.5. Golden State, this team's only lost, I believe, 2 games with Jimmy Butler. They're 9-1 in their last 10 games here. They're only laying 7.5 against the Kings, who are on a 2-game losing streak. Something's fishy here. Give me the Kings plus 7.5 over the Golden State Warriors tonight. Griffin, hit him with game number 2.
Game number 2, college basketball hardwood, baby. We've got DePaul versus Creighton. Creighton laying 12.5 points, total sitting at 142.5. I've got to say, this DePaul team, I don't care they're on a 3-game winning streak. They are absolutely terrible. They beat Providence, and then they beat Georgetown twice in a row. They shouldn't even be on the same damn court as this Creighton team tonight. Lay the wood, baby. 12.5 points with the Creighton team, or with Creighton, as I expect them to absolutely bulldoze this brutal DePaul team in tonight's matchup. So our 2-team parlay, ladies and gentlemen. Take the Sacramento Kings plus 7.5. Take Creighton and lay the 12.5 points. Odds of plus 265. Now, going back to our volatility, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to touch up on this again because yesterday we dropped to 9%. We were already up 28%. You see the peaks and valleys, Stick to the script. Stick to the system. Do not change your wagers. If you were risking $5 on your 1% wagers, do not change that. If you were risking $25 on your 5% wager, do not change that. The percentages are critical in this system. But with that being said, let's jump into our 3-team parlay. Game number 1, we've got USC versus Purdue. Purdue laying 10.5 points, total sitting at 148.5. It's Purdue's time to shine, ladies and gentlemen. March Madness is in action. They're coming off a pissed-off loss to Illinois in their most recent matchup, and they know it is time to turn it up. We have a neutral play site in this matchup. USC is now playing back-to-back games in the Midwest. I expect Purdue to absolutely light this exhausted team up in this matchup tonight. Lay the points here. Letdown spot for USC. Purdue's coming out. They're going to smack the hell out of them. Give me Purdue minus 10.5 for game number 1. Nick, game number 2.
We are on the ice right now. We got the Florida Panthers minus 145 on the money line against the Toronto Maple Leafs. The total 5.5 here. This is a divisional matchup here. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, they got the hand in divisional play. The Toronto Maple Leafs in divisional play are 12-5, while the Panthers, they're just 8-5 here. But the Panthers just lost against the Boston Bruins. You got Bobrovsky in the net. They're first in the Atlantic, while the Toronto Maple Leafs are second. Give me the Florida Panthers on the road. Money line over the Toronto Maple Leafs for game number 2 of our 3-team parlay. Let's head to our 3rd and final game of this leg. We're staying on the ice where the Washington Capitals take on the LA Kings. Kings right now are sitting at a minus 125 on the money line. The total is 5.5. Washington just scored 7 goals in their last game here, while the Kings, they scored 4 goals in their last game. Both of these teams, they put the puck in the net. The Washington Capitals come in first in goals per game in the NHL. The total sitting at 5.5. Give me the over. This is a trap. They think it's going to be a playoff game. I love the over 5.5 here. Take the over 5.5 goals in the Washington Capitals and the Los Angeles Kings. So for our 3-team parlay, we are taking Purdue minus 10.5. We are taking Florida on the money line. We are taking the over 5.5 goals in the Washington and LA Kings game for odds of plus 500.
Let's go. 1-5. Let's
roll into this Hail Mary parlay headed to the NBA. We got the Los Angeles Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks are sitting at minus 6.5. The total is 225.5. Both of these teams coming in on losing streaks. The Los Angeles Lakers, they're on a 2-game losing streak, while the Milwaukee Bucks, they're on a 3-game losing streak. But the Milwaukee Bucks play their best basketball here at home, 21-11 on the season. Give me the Bucks here. Lay the wood minus 6.5 over the Los Angeles Lakers. Luka, he turns the ball over way too much, and LeBron James will be out in this game. I love the Bucks here. Take them. Lay the wood minus 6.5. Griff, hit him with game 2.
Game number 2, baby. We're back on the NHL ice. We've got the Tampa Bay Lightning rolling into Philadelphia to play the Flyers. The Lightning, minus 150 on the money line, total sitting at 5.5. This Philadelphia team, they have now dropped 5 consecutive matchups. They continuously fail to light up the lamp on the offensive side of the puck. While you have a Tampa Bay Lightning team, 7th in the NHL when it comes to defensive goals allowed per game, which is absolutely stout. And on top of that, they are 2nd when it comes to goals allowed on the offensive side of the puck, and goals per game allowed. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I got messed up. All bullshit aside, give me the Lightning on this game. Money line, minus 150 to bulldoze over this terrible Philadelphia Flyers team. Give me the Lightning minus 150. Nick,
game number three. We're going back to college basketball. We got Northwestern and Wisconsin minus 8.5 in this one. Total sitting at 145.5. Northwestern just played Minnesota yesterday. They beat them by 8 points. Wisconsin, they haven't played yet. They might be a little rusty. I absolutely love this Northwestern team and what they're made of, especially their seniors on this team. Giving Northwestern to cover plus 8.5 over Wisconsin in this matchup. Griff, hit him with game number 3.
Game number 4, baby. We're on game number 4. We got to wake up right now and get this going. We're cashing this one right now. Villanova versus UConn. UConn laying 6.5 points. Total sitting at 133.5. Villanova, they're on back-to-back games. They just played the absolute worst team in college basketball, Seton Hall. What a joke of a season. This team went winless on the road this season. Obviously, neutral site was intact, so that is valid. Going into this matchup, they have to deal with the UConn team, who is 79th in the nation in offensive points per game, and they're 34th from the field. And on top of that, carrying a 4-game winning streak into this matchup. Villanova, on back-to-back games, they're going to be exhausted in this matchup. Lay the wood, UConn, this is their spot. March Madness time. Get it rolling. Lay the 6.5 points. So, ladies and gentlemen, our 14 parlay, we are taking Milwaukee laying the 6.5 points. We're taking the Lightning on the money line. I'm fixing my words here because I screwed up my rundown with that. So take the Lightning minus 150. Take Northwestern, lay the 8.5 points, and take UConn minus 6.5. Odds of plus 1,100. And now, our whale bet, 5% hammer. But before I do so, I do want to calm down for just a second. We want to let you guys know. We appreciate everybody commenting, liking this video, giving us positive feedback, negative feedback. We respond to all comments, and we always appreciate all of it. So, again, please continue to do so. We'll always get back to you guys. Yesterday's show, we have not gotten yet back to the comments. So as soon as this show wraps up, we will be replying to all of those. And then, obviously, for today's slate, we'll get right back to you guys as soon as you comment and jump on board. But now, it's time to get jacked up, baby. It's whale time. We need our backbone. We need our bread and butter. And we're rolling in hot right now. We're on the ice. We've got the New York Rangers at Minnesota Wild. The Wild are currently minus 110 on the money line. Total sitting at 5.5. Minnesota, they have scored 4 goals in their last 3 games. New York, they have lost 4 consecutive matchups. We have a total sitting at 5.5. Trap BS. I expect this New York Rangers team to come out hot and try and explode on the offensive side. Minnesota, they are buy low, sell high situation. We're buying low. Boom. They need to explode on the offensive side. Give me the over 5.5 goals as a massive trap incentive in this game between the New York Rangers and the Minnesota Wild. Nick?
I love that. Minnesota Wild only scored 4 goals, Griff said, in 3 games.
Hunger Games time, baby.
This defense for New York Rangers, they are currently ranked 20th in the NHL in defense efficiency. I think there will be goals scored from the Wild and especially from the New York Rangers. They average 3 goals per game. Give us the over 5.5 for our whale bet, 5%. Ladies and gentlemen, Griffin, close it down and recap.
Recap time, baby. Parlay number 1. Take the Pistons, lay the 13.5 points. Take Arizona on the money line. Odds of plus 220. Parlay number 2. Take Sacramento plus 7.5. Take Creighton, lay the 12.5 points. Odds of plus 265. Parlay number 3, our 3-legger. Take Purdue minus 10.5. Take Florida on the money line and take the over 5.5 goals between Washington and LA. Odds of plus 500. And our 4-leg parlay. Take Milwaukee minus 6.5. Take the Lightning on the money line minus 150. Take Northwestern, lay the 8.5 points. And take UConn, lay the 6.5 points. Odds of plus 1,100. And ladies and gentlemen, our whale shot. We are going with the over, baby. Get the bow out. We are going with the New York Rangers at Minnesota Wild. Over 5.5 goals as our whale shot. Bow and arrow. Boom, baby. Let's go. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Dirty 630 Show. We appreciate you guys for continuously tuning in, giving us feedback, comments, like all of that good stuff. And if you guys are looking for our premium selections, our absolute best bets for
Game
free,
of the year.
head
Get
on
on
over to DocSports.com/free60. That is where you can go grab yourself a free $60 account. You could use that free $60 on our premium selections, our absolute best bets for free, as I just repeated myself. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Dirty 630 Show. We are DocSports.com, and we will see you guys tomorrow.